All right, folks. Today we're diving into one of the biggest questions I get from people thinking about hitting the road. Should you go with a small Class C RV or a Class B camper van? Now, I've had the chance to live, travel, and troubleshoot my way through both. And I've got some solid opinions based on real-world experience. Whether you're dreaming about full-time travel, weekend escapes, or just finding the right rig to match your lifestyle, this video is going to walk you through the key differences in a way that's easy to understand. From drivability to price and everything in between, let's figure out what's going to work best for you. When it comes to drivability, Class B camper vans are hands down the easier of the two. Built on full-size van chassis like the Mercedes Sprinter, Ford Transit, or Ram ProMaster, they handle a lot like an SUV. You sit up high, visibility is good, and most of them fit into standard parking spots. That makes a Class B ideal for city driving, quick errands, and slipping into tight trailheads or remote campgrounds without much stress. It's a very approachable RV for new drivers. On the flip side, small Class C RVs are still manageable, but you'll notice the extra width, height, and longer rear overhang. That extra bulk means wider turns, more caution on narrow roads, and limited parking options. You're probably not sliding this into a downtown lot. You'll need to plan your routes and stops more carefully. The ride can also feel more like driving a moving truck, especially in windy conditions. Most Class Cs come with dual rear wheels, adding stability but also increasing maintenance. So if your top priority is maneuverability, go with the Class B. If you're okay trading that off for more interior space, the Class C might still be worth it. Now, when we're talking livability, the small Class C RV has a clear edge. The extra width and height give you more interior space to stretch out, move around, and actually feel like you're living inside a mini apartment on wheels. Most Class Cs in this size range come with a separate dining or lounge area, often with a slide-out for even more room. Many have dry baths, meaning your shower is separate from the toilet and sink. Some even have a semi-private bedroom space. If you're traveling as a couple or bringing along family, that extra elbow room makes a world of difference. Class B camper vans, on the other hand, are cozy, sometimes really cozy. Everything's more compact. Your bed might double as your dinette. Storage is minimal. The living space often requires a lot of rearranging throughout the day. But here's the thing. For solo travelers or minimalist couples, that tighter space can work just fine. You'll spend more time outside, and that's not a bad thing. For lounging, working, or hosting guests, the Class C wins. For simplicity and quick getaways, the Class B still has its charm. One of the biggest differences between these two types of RVs is the bathroom setup. In a small Class C, you're likely to find a full dry bath, a separate shower, toilet, and sometimes even a bit of floor space to move around. Some layouts even tuck the toilet and sink in one room and the shower in another. This setup feels more like a real bathroom, and it's a huge plus if you're on the road full-time or just value comfort. Class B camper vans tend to go the other route, with wet baths, or sometimes no enclosed bathroom at all. A wet bath means your shower, toilet, and sometimes your sink are all in the same space. And when you take a shower, everything gets wet. It works, but it's not exactly luxurious, and many folks opt for simpler setups, a cassette toilet, or a portable toilet with an outdoor or drop-down shower. So if having a true private bathroom matters to you, or if you're traveling with others, Class C has the edge. If you're more flexible or used to minimalist travel, Class B still gets the job done. Storage is one of those things that doesn't seem like a big deal until you're on the road and can't find a place to stash your gear. In a small Class C RV, storage is a major advantage. You typically get overhead cabinets, underbed compartments, kitchen pantries, and my favorite, exterior storage bays. These bays are perfect for keeping outdoor gear, dirty hoses, or bulky items you don't want inside your living area. It's more like a tiny house with room for everything to have a place. Class B camper vans do pretty well for their size. A lot of them offer rear garage areas under the bed platform. which can be configured for bikes, tools, or camping gear. You'll find clever uses of space all over: drawer storage under benches, overhead cabinets, and multi-use compartments. But space is tight, and you've got to pack light and stay organized. Bottom line, if you're hauling a lot of gear or planning long trips, the Class C will make life easier. But if you're a minimalist, or just good at packing smart, a Class B can still hold everything you really need. Power systems are one area where Class B camper vans have really stepped up in recent years. Many newer builds come with full lithium battery banks, solar panels, and big inverters capable of running everything, even the air conditioner, without ever plugging in. That's a game changer for off-grid camping. No noisy generator, no searching for hookups. It's clean, quiet, and efficient. In fact, some of these lithium setups rival what you'd see in high-end homes. Small Class C RVs tend to be a bit more traditional. Most still come with generators and smaller battery setups, maybe 1 or 2 lead-acid or AGM batteries and a modest inverter. That works fine if you're staying in campgrounds or RV parks where you can plug in. And there's plenty of roof space for solar panels, which can help boost your off-grid capability. But to match the off-grid power of a modern Class B, you'd probably have to do some upgrades. So if you're planning on camping off-grid a lot and want quiet, self-sufficient power, the Class B might be the better option. If you're okay with plugging in or using a generator occasionally, the Class C will work just fine, and is usually cheaper out of the gate. This is one of the biggest wins for the Class B camper van. Because of its compact size and van chassis, it can double as a daily driver. Need to run errands, pick up the kids, or even head to a job site? No problem. You can park it in most regular spots, maneuver it through drive-thrus, and it doesn't scream RV in the way a Class C does. Some people even use them as work vehicles during the week and travel rigs on the weekends. The flexibility is a huge plus, especially if you don't want to own a second vehicle. Class C RVs, even the small ones, just aren't as versatile. They're too big for most city parking, too tall for some garages, and too wide for quick errands. You can use them for daily tasks, but it's more hassle than it's worth in most cases. If your RV needs to serve multiple purposes, road trips, commuting, hauling gear, the Class B has the edge. Class Cs are fantastic at being RVs, but they're not built to be much else. For full-time living, the small Class C RV has some real advantages. The extra space, larger tanks, and more defined living zones make it much easier to live in long-term. You can have a dedicated bed, a real dining space, a dry bath, and possibly a slide-out to increase elbow room. There's room to store seasonal clothes, cook proper meals, and maybe even work remotely from a fixed table. For couples or small families trying to live on the road full-time, these features add up quickly. Class B camper vans can work for full-time living, but it depends on your lifestyle. Space is tighter, and you'll be rearranging your bed and seating areas often. Storage is limited, bathrooms are minimal, and kitchen space is usually compact. That said, for solo travelers or digital nomads who like to stay nimble, a Class B can be the perfect minimalist home. It's all about trade-offs. Do you want the freedom to park anywhere and travel light? Or do you want more space and comfort while sacrificing maneuverability? For full-time use, the edge goes to Class C, but some folks thrive just fine in a Class B setup. When it comes to getting off the beaten path, Class B vans usually win out. Many come from the factory with all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive, higher ground clearance, and off-road features like skid plates, lockers, and aggressive tires, especially on platforms like the Mercedes Sprinter 4x4. You can easily find models built specifically for off-grid camping and backcountry roads. Their slimmer width also makes it easier to navigate tight trails and narrow forest roads. Small Class C RVs, on the other hand, aren't generally made for off-road use. They're wider, taller, and have more rear overhang, which can make steep driveways or uneven terrain a challenge. That said, there are some lifted 4x4 Class Cs built on the Ford E-Series or similar heavy-duty platforms, and they can go surprisingly far. But they're rare and usually custom-built or heavily modified. For the average buyer looking to get into dispersed camping or remote travel, the Class B is the better off-road companion. If your travel plans include lots of rugged trails and forest roads, you'll appreciate the nimbleness and capability of a well-equipped camper van. Price is often the deciding factor, and here's where it gets interesting. At first glance, you might assume the smaller Class B van would be the cheaper option, but often it's not. Class Bs are built on full van chassis, which are more expensive than the cutaway chassis used for Class Cs. Add in the cost of lithium battery systems, solar setups, and high-end components that many camper vans now include, and prices can quickly climb over $150,000. Meanwhile, small Class C RVs can sometimes be found starting under $70,000. You might not get the same power system or build quality, but you get more space and features at a lower price. It's a better value if interior room and traditional amenities are more important to you than advanced tech or compact size. So if budget is tight and you're looking for the most livable space per dollar, Class C is usually the better buy. But if you value stealth, off-grid capability, and modern energy systems, and you've got the budget, Class B vans start to make a lot of sense. So which one's better? A small Class C RV or a Class B camper van? The truth is, there's no one-size-fits-all answer. It comes down to how you plan to use your rig. If you want something nimble, fuel-efficient, and easy to drive every day, a Class B camper van checks a lot of boxes. It's perfect for solo travelers, couples who pack light, and folks who want a rig that blends in and doesn't need much space. On the flip side, if you're looking for maximum comfort, more storage, and a real bathroom setup, a small Class C RV is hard to beat, especially if you're traveling as a family or living on the road full-time. My advice? Sit down and list out your Quadster must-haves and nice-to-haves. Think about where you're going, who's coming with you, and what you can live with or without. Every RV is a compromise, but the best one is the one that fits your lifestyle, not someone else's. And if you're lucky, you might just find something that checks more boxes than you thought possible. Safe travels out there. Thanks for tuning in. If this helped you get closer to picking the right RV, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more real-world RV advice. Whether you go with a Class B or a small Class C, the best rig is the one that gets you out there exploring. See you on the road!